Hi guys, what's up? It's Joel Pitt here, back with another video, and in this video, it'll be for Love Island 2026, Series 13, Episode 36. I'll leave a link down below to Episode 35. Of course, there's going to be spoilers. So without further ado, let's get on with it. So, they carried on with the movie night. There was only one clip, though, that they carried on with. It was Catch Me If You Can, and it was all about, like, Charlene in it. Jasmine was, like, crying as well. Simba said he wanted to speak to Angelista, but then after a while she walked off. Jordan and Finley were scranning some food, not sure what they were having. Sean and Lola spoke. He said he would take back what he did in the challenge. You know, he doesn't, you know, I know it was a challenge and he was doing this, but he said he would take it back. But, you know, they're on good terms, you know. I think they're all right, to be fair. Mika and Samraj spoke. Priya came too. Mika said sorry to Priya. In bed, Sean and Lola kissed. Tommy and Yasmin hugged. Mika and Samraj kissed. Then we had Mara, Charlene, Jasmine and Angelista sleeping on their own. Then we had Simba and Kevin still sleeping outside. Lorenzo and Angelista spoke. Then we had Yasmin and Ellie speaking. Simba and Samraj spoke. Simba just knows he's messed up. I think, like, they hugged after. I don't know if there was cry, you know, tears. Charlene pulled Kevin to the terrace. I think she's never been to the terrace before as well. Jasmine was, I think, saying that Charlene and Kevin could be back on. Not too sure, but I guess we got to wait for the next episode, really. Priam and Jordan spoke. She said, you know, she's going to continue to get to know Jordan, but I guess she just needs a bit of space because I think Jordan said, you know, he also likes Jasmine as well, and I don't know if she found out, so it was a bit like, eh. But he apologised, you know, and then at the end, like, Simba pulled Mara. On the Love Island app, the villa descends into a chaotic divide over girl code and backing your boy. The boys and girls clash over Casa Antiques. There's a video on that. Whose side are you on in this movie night madness? 31% said Kevin's, 39% said Jasmine's, 17% said I see both sides, and then 13% said neither. A movie night to remember. I think my face pulled every single one of these reactions, not gonna lie, as like some photos like you can scroll through on that. Then, yeah, it was asking the question, what was the name of Kevin's movie night clip? Is Jasmine officially checking out her lover girl era? Jazz doesn't hold back her thoughts on movie night. There's a video on that. Samraj and Mika apologised to Priya and put the ick comment to bed. There's a photo. I said to Samraj, you should tell her that. Ick is a strong word. Ick is a bad comment to say, and I take that back. I'm never going to say someone's given me the ick again, because watching that back was S. The oh God from Angie spoke to me spiritually. That one X that keeps popping up, there's a video on that. Your approach to healing a broken heart, well, 54% said let myself cry it out. 5% said throw myself into the gym. 12% said night out. 7% said go on a feral single stage. And then 22% said talk about it 1,000 times over with my bestie. Simba and Samraj get tearful over Angelista. Simba confides in his pal Samraj over his fear of losing Angelista after hurting her by recoupling with Mara from Casa Amor. Samraj gets tearful when explaining what an amazing person Angie is and how he feels Simba has found his person. Simba, realising the weight of his actions, sheds a tear when deciding he wants to make things right with Angie. Talk about a deep, meaningful conversation, or DMC. Someone pass the tissues. Would you allow your partner to kiss someone else in a challenge? Yeah. Well, 17% said, yeah, in a challenge, I think it's fine. 38% said, even in a challenge, I wouldn't want them to kiss someone. 9% said, if I trust them, then none of it would bother me, to be honest. And then 36% said, a kiss is okay, but a topless lap dance and a freeway snog is where I draw the line. It's all suddenly gone very real for Simba and Samraj. A heart-to-heart leaves Simba and Samraj in tears. There's a video on that. Lorenzo jokes about him and Jasmine going on a date in 6 months' time. 27% said just light-hearted humour. 73% in capital letters says he means it, with 4 exclamation marks and some faces, like, you know, oh, that face or something. Is this Mika shipping Jarenzo? Jasmine breaks down to Lorenzo and Mika. There's a video on that. Not Mara helping Simba realise he loves Angie. Mara helps Simba realise he is in love. There's a video on that. And then, which eBay pre-loved look do you want in your wardrobe? 45% said retrofit Caron embellished chainmail top. Then we had 25% said Nike Dunk low trainers. 20% said meshki top and shirt cord. And then 10% said rat and boa Aphrodite blouse. The movie night debrief we've been waiting for. Movie night was absolute cinema to the big three, who haven't been shy in sharing how they really feel about Simba's redemption arc. Lola's response to Sean's challenge snogs. Priya's reaction to Samraj and Mika, as well as how sad it is to see Jasmine's heartbreak over Kevin. And then first look for the next episode, a declaration of love and a difficult decision. Simba publicly uplifts Angelista with a love letter after his very public betrayal, but with a make or break recoupling looming, it's not just Simba looking for redemption. The rest of the boys have some big choices to make. But anyway, that is all for this video. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you in the next one.